Hi guys, I hope you're well. Welcome to this video, which is about Age of Sigmar. So I've been lucky enough to get the Cursed City Warhammer Quest game, which is in the place above this one. I've come out before this video, and in there you get a book for Warscrolls, which allows you to use the models in there in your games of Age of Sigmar. So I thought it'd be pretty cool to have a look through them and see what they can do. So without further ado, let's open it up. So we have Captain Amelibrask. Now, so she is Order, Human, Cities of Sigmar, Ulfenkarn, Hero, Captain Amelibrask. So they're her keywords. Movement of 5, 5 wounds, 3 up save, and a bravery of 8. She has a melee weapon of Dawnlight, 1 inch reach, 3 attacks, 3s to hit, 3s to wound, -2 round, D3 damage. Okay, she's pretty solid, isn't she? And we have Death Blow is her ability, which is straight out of Quest as well, which is pretty cool. If the unmodified hit roll of an attack made with Dawnlight is 6, that attack inflicts 1 mortal wound on the target in addition to any other normal damage. Okay, fair enough. She's a Shining Exemplar. This model is within 3 inch of enemy units. Do not take battle shock tests for friendly units wholly within 9 of this model. So she's like centre of the line, hold the line. And she's a Denizen of Ulfenkarn. So Ulfenkarn is a city keyword. This means that this model cannot gain another city keyword if it's included in a Cities of Sigmar army. Okay, see the Strongholds of Order, Battle Tome, traits in Battle Tome, Cities of Sigmar. So that's one for Cities of Sigmar players out there. I don't really know what that is. Let's just see how many points she is. So she is 110 points and is a leader and obviously unique. So, Quillithis the Exile. So this is like the Way Watcher. Order, Sylvaneth, Engalawield, Hero, Quillithis the Exile. Okay, movement of 6, 5 wounds, 5 up save, bravery 7. So she has Winter's Call, which is a missile weapon with range of 24 inches, 3 attacks, 3s to hit, 3s to wound, -1 rend, 1 damage. So that's pretty quick shot bow. An Elven Blade. Range of 1, 3 attacks, 4 to hit, 4 to wound, 1 damage, so she's a shooter. He's a named character and is a single model. So Strike Unseen. The cover modifier adds 2 to save rolls for attacks made with missile weapons that target this model instead of 1. Okay, fair enough. Oaken Arrows. If the unmodified hit roll for an attack made with Winter's Call is a 6, the attack inflicts 1 mortal wound on the target in addition to any normal damage. That's a very similar mechanic to that, isn't it? Guardians of the Engalawield Weld. Okay. It's a Glade keyword. She cannot gain another Glade keyword. Okay, so it just means that, yeah, she has to be for that one. So that's your Way Watcher, and she is, if we look on the back, what's she called? She's got the funky name. She's 100 points and leader. Jelson Darroch. So Jelson's a witch hunter. He's Order, Human, Cities of Sigmar, Ulfenkarn, Hero, and Jelson Darroch. And he has 5 inch move, 5 wounds, 5 plus save, 7 bravery. He's armed with Judgment, which is a missile weapon with a range of 18 inch, 1 attack, 3s to hit, to wound, see below. So let's have a look. If an attack made with Judgment scores a hit, the attack sequence ends and you must roll a dice. If the roll is at least double the target unit's wound characteristic, one model from that unit is slain. Okay. If the roll is less than double the target unit's wound characteristic, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound after all attacks have been resolved. Wow, okay, he's a bit... So even if you roll badly, like me, that's still going to do some damage. So he's also armed with the Ardent Blade. Range 1, 3 attacks, 4 to hit, 3 to wound, -1 rend, D3 damage. He has abilities Firewood Stakes. At the end of the combat phase, you can pick 1 enemy unit within 1 of this model, roll a dice, add 1 to the roll if the unit has the Death keyword. On a 3+, they suffer a mortal wound. And he's got the Ulfenkarn keyword again, so he can't be changed. He's pretty cool, isn't he, Jelson? So let's have a look at his points. So his points, he's 100 points and a leader. It's pretty good for the Cities of Sigmar there, out of Witch Hunter. We've got Brutog Corpse Eater, who's our Ogre. So he's Order, Ogre, Cities of Sigmar again, Ulfenkarn, Hero, and Brutog Corpse Eater. So he's an ogre, so he's movement to 6, 7 wounds, 4+ save, bravery 7. He's got the Marrow Masher, what a name. Range 1, 3 attacks, 3 to hit, 3 to wound, -1 rend, 2 damage flat. Okay, that's pretty good. A Gut Gouger, range 1, 1 attack, 3s and 3s, -2 and D3 damage. A Gulping Bite, which is, I believe, the same for all the ogres, isn't it? They get to bite you as well. So he has Devour the Enemy as a special ability. At the end of the combat phase, if any enemy models were slain by wounds inflicted by this model's attacks, in that phase you can heal D3 wounds allocated to this model. If any of the slain models had the death keyword, you can heal D6 wounds allocated to this model. Okay, that's pretty cool. And he's got the Ulfenkarn keyword there. Citizens of Sigmar are doing pretty well here, I think. Okay, so we've got Dagnai Holdenstock. He's our dwarf, so he's Order, Aduradin, Caradron Overlords, Barak Mohornar, Hero, Skyfarer, Marine, and Dagnai Holdenstock. Wow, he's taking all the keywords with him, isn't he? Movement to 4. 6 wounds, 4 up save, bravery 8. He has a harpoon gun, which is a 16-inch range, 1 attack, 4 to hit, 3 to wound, -2 rend and D3 damage, and a belaying axe. Okay, range 1, 3 attacks, 4 to hit, 3 to wound, rend -1 and damage 1. So he has gold-plated reputation. Alright, okay. Rumour has it that Dagnai's treasure vaults are full to the brim. And although this is far from the truth, he'd rather his peers kept believing it to be the case. Alright, okay, it's a bit shady there. If this model is included in a Caradron Overlord's army, it starts a battle with 2 shares of ether gold instead of 1. He's also got Reel 'em in for his harpoon gun. If an attack might have been made by this model's harpoon gun scores a hit on a monster, if the monster is not slain after the attack, roll a dice. On a 4+, the monster is skewered through the start of the next shooting phase. While the monster is skewered, each time it makes a move, it must finish that move at least as close to this model as it was at the start of the move. Okay, that's fair enough. So he just pins them down. Let's have a look. So, Dagnai is 100 points. Brutog is 120. We'd expect that with an ogre stat line, wouldn't you? Okay, that's quite cool. Quite cool for Caradrons, isn't he? Cleona Zient Gale. Wow, what a name. So, she is Order, Human, Citizen of Sigmar, Ulfenkarn, Hero, Priest, and Cleona. Well, I'm not going to even pronounce her surname again. Movement of 5, 5 wounds, 6+ save and bravery 7. She has the Haven Bolt Stilettos. So it's a range of 8, 1 attack, 4 to hit, 3 to wound, -2 rend, 1 damage. And a Thrice Blessed Mace. Not one, not once, not twice, thrice. Range 1, 1 attack, 4 to hit, 3 to wound, -1 rend and D3 damage. So, again, they're all very similar stats and damage, aren't they, these people? But she has a Celestial Prayers. In your hero phase, this model can chant one of the following prayers. If it does so, pick one of the prayers and make a prayer roll by rolling a dice. On a 1 to 3, the prayer is not answered. On a 4+, it is answered. Invigorating Touch. Pick one friendly model within 3 and heal D6 wounds allocated to that model. Wow, okay. Commentary Blast. Alright, okay. Pick a point in the battlefield within 18 of this model and visible to them. Roll a dice for each unit within 3 inches of that point. On a 4 to 5, this unit suffers 1 mortal wound. On a 6, it suffers D3 mortal wounds. She drops comments on you. Brilliant. And she's also locked to the Ulfenkarn keyword. So she's a priest. That's quite interesting. So I thought she was going to be a wizard. And let's have a look how many points she is. So she is. Where is she? 100 points and leader. They're all very similar points as well, aren't they? This is what I'm interested in. Glario van Alten III. So he's Order, Human, Citizen of Sigmar, Ulfenkarn, and he's a hero, and then obviously his name. Movement of 5, 5 wounds, 4+ saves, bravery 6, so he's a human, basically. So he's got the Noblesse missile weapon, which is a range of 8, 1 attacks, hits on a 3, wounds on a 3, -1 rend, 1 damage. This is pistol, basically, isn't it? He's got a melee weapon in there, the Geist Sever, which is range of 1, 3 attacks, 3 to hit, 3 to wound, -1, D3. So very similar sort of stat lines again. He's got point blank shot. If an attack made with Noblesse scores a hit on a target within 3 inches of the attacking model, that attack inflicts 1 mortal wound on the target and the attack sequence ends. Okay, so he can just drop a mortal wound within 3 inches, so he basically shoots them on the way in. An Unrivaled Duelist. Subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made with melee weapons that target this model. In addition, if the unmodified hit roll For an attack made with a melee weapon that targets this model is a 1, the attacking unit suffers 1 mortal wound after all attacks have been resolved. Okay. And he's also locked to the Ulfenkarn keywords. He's quite interesting, isn't he? He's okay. Come and hit me, try and hit me. Let's have a look. Is he 100 points? He's 100 points. So we have Octron Glimscry. So he's our wizard, is he? Movement of 5, 5 wounds, 6 plus save, 6 bravery. He's got a melee weapon which is Hexbrand, range of 2, 1 attack, force to hit, 3 to wound, -1 rend, d3 damage. He's a named character, he's armed with Hexbrand. Master of Mortality. So each time you allocate a wound or mortal wound to this model, roll a dice. On a 6+, that wound or mortal wound is negated. Okay, so he's got a 6+ wound shrug, basically. He's an Ulfenkarn Denizen, so we can't change. And he's also a wizard. So this model is a wizard. He can attempt to cast 1 spell in your hero phase and unbind 1 spell in the enemy hero phase. It knows the Arcane Bolt, Mystic Shield, and Withering Hex spell. So Withering Hex has casting value of 6. If successfully cast, pick 1 enemy unit within 18 of the caster that is visible to them. That unit suffers d3 mortal wounds. In addition, for the rest of the battle, that unit is affected by Octron's Hex. Subtract 1 inch from the move characteristic of units affected by the Hex. Wow, okay, he's pretty good, isn't he? So he's sort of like a bit of a debuff piece, isn't he? And he's 110 points in the leader. You can go with Humans, Cities of Sigmar. So yeah, Cities of Sigmar have done really well here. At that point, we move on to the baddies. So Radcar the Wolf. He is a vampire lord. He's death, vampire, soulblight hero, a wizard, a vampire lord, and Radcar the Wolf. So this guy means business. He's 5-inch move, 4+ save, 7 wounds, bravery 10. He has the Vicrios Barrow Blade. He's got a reach of 1, 4 attacks, 3 to hit, 3 to wound, -1 rend, d3 damage. So he potentially can put out quite a lot of damage in a turn. He has the Hunger. At the end of the combat phase, if any models were slain by wounds inflicted by this model, attacks in that phase, you can heal 1 wound allocated to this model. Okay, so we can sort of like regen wounds, which is cool. Supernatural Strength. If the unmodified wound roll for an attack made by this model with the melee weapon is 6, that attack inflicts 1 mortal wound on a target in addition to any normal damage. Okay, yeah, he can rinse through units then, really, can't he? Gravesand Phylactery, that's it. Roll a dice each time you allocate a wound or mortal wound to this model. On a 4+, that wound or mortal wound is negated. Okay. On a 1, that wound or mortal wound is not negated and the ability cannot be used by this model for the rest of the battle. Okay, so he's got a 4+ wound shrug, but if he gets a 1, it stops. That can make him potentially should sort of shrug 50% of his wounds, certainly in turn 1. Unlike me, you'll roll a 1 straight away and that'll be over, but there you go. Deathly Invocation. At the start of your hero phase, pick up to 3 friendly summonable units within 12 of the model. You can heal d3 wounds allocated to each unit you picked. If no wounds are allocated to a unit you picked, you can instead return a number of slain models to it that have combined wounds characteristic equal or less than the roll of d3. Yep, he brings things back to life, or back to unlife. Okay. So he's a wizard. He can cast 1 and bind 1. And he has standard spells. It knows Arcane Bolt, Mystic Shield. Okay, fair enough. And he has a command ability, Call of the Hunt. You can use this command ability at the start of your combat phase. If you do so, pick 1 friendly model with the command ability that made a charge move in the same turn. Add 1 to the attack's characteristic of melee weapons used by friendly units wholly within 18 of this model until the end of the phase. A unit cannot benefit from this command ability more than once. That's quite a big bubble, 18-inch. That's pretty nasty. He's got to be a lot of points. Radcar the Wolf. Okay. He's on there. So they all must be so all the heroes must be taken as a set for 680 points. Although taken as a set, each is a separate unit. Okay, it's a Warscroll. Okay, fair enough. Wow, so it's not like a 1,000-point death army as well in this box then. 680 and the zombies. Yeah, I bet you're pushing a 1,000-point death army out of that box as well. Torgilius the Chamberlain. Movement 5, 6+ save, 6 wounds per every 10. So he's got claws and fangs. He's not a fighter. He's not a lover either. Range 1, 4 attacks, 5 to hit, force wound, 1 damage, no rend. However, companions to Julius the Chamberlain is accompanied by his vermin, who attack with their claws and fangs. For rules purposes, his vermin are treated in the same manner as a mount. Okay. Trusted Lieutenant. At the start of your hero phase, if this model is within 3 inches of a friendly Radcar the Wolf, roll the dice. On a 4+, you receive 1 extra command point. He's a command point battery. Okay. Gravesand Phylactery. So he's got the Gravesand Phylactery just like the rest of them. And he's also a wizard who knows Mystic Shield, Arcane Bolt, and Necrotizing Bolt. Okay. Another bolt. Necrotizing Bolt has a casting value of 6. If successfully cast, pick 1 enemy unit within 18 of the caster that is visible to them. That unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. In addition, subtract 1 from their hit rolls until the start of your next hero phase. Okay. Watch Captain Holgrim. So he's like the skeleton boss, isn't he? Movement of 4. He's a skeleton. Wounds 5. Save 4. Bravery 10. He's got a cursed halberd. Can't just be a normal halberd. It's a cursed halberd. Range of 2. 3 attacks. 4 to hit. 3 to wound. -1. Rend, D3 damage. His named character, however, his cursed halberd, if the unmodified hit roll is a 6, that inflicts 1 mortal wound on the target in addition to normal damage. And he has a command ability, Disciplined Advance. You can use this command ability at the start of your movement phase, pick up to 3 friendly skeleton units wholly within 18 of this model. Until the end of that phase, if you declare any of these units will run, do not make a run roll, instead add 4 inch to their move characteristic. That's pretty good. Gets your skeletons in, doesn't it? And also, he would also link with this command ability here. Okay, yeah, these are actually pretty scary when they all work together. Gorslav the Gravekeeper. He has a Gravekeeper Spade. He's got 4 inch move, 6+ save, 10 bravery and 7 wounds. He's got 3 attacks with his spade. He hits on a 4, 3 to wound, -1 rend and D3 damage. Very, very similar stat line again. He's a named character. Keeper of the Corpse Gardens. Roll a dice before you allocate a wound or mortal wound to this model if it is within 3 inches of any friendly zombie units. On a 4+, that wound or mortal wound must be allocated to one of those units instead of this model. So he passes on wounds to zombies. Okay, fair enough. His command ability is Arise, Arise. You can say that with an accent if you like. You can use this command ability at the end of your movement phase. Pick 1 friendly summonable zombie unit that has been destroyed. A new replacement unit with half the models from the unit that was destroyed, rounding up, is deployed. Okay. Wholly within 9 of a friendly model with this command ability and more than 9 inches away from the enemy. Each destroyed unit can only be replaced once. Replaced units cannot themselves be replaced. Okay, so he just recycles zombies. Okay, that's pretty cool. So look, what have we got here? The Corsagi Night Guard. Okay, movement of 5, 4 wounds, 5 save, bravery 10. So they are right. Okay, they're Radgaz Ogre Bodyguard basically. Abadish, is that how you pronounce that? If you know, let me know. Range of 2, 2 attacks, 3 to hit, 3 to wound, -1 rend, flat 2 damage. Okay. Is that okay? So it's a unit of them. Deathly Vigor. So roll a dice each time you allocate a wound or mortal wound to this unit. On a 5+, that wound or mortal wound is negated. Okay, so they can shrug wounds again, basically. Servants even in death. So you add 1 to the attacks characteristic while they are wholly within 12 inches of Radcar the Wolf. That would take them to 3 attacks, taking them to 4 attacks with his command ability each. They could do some damage. They could do some serious damage. Are they included in the command battalion? Let's have a look. Yes, they are. So you have to take them with him. The Viracos Bloodborne. Movement of 8, save 6, 3 wounds, bravery 10. Piercing Blades, range 1, 3 attacks, 3 to hit, 3 to wound, -1 rend, D3 damage. It's a unit. There's 3 of them in the box, I believe. Vampiric Agility. When this unit makes a move, you can pass across terrain features in the same manner as a model that can fly. Okay, fair enough. Blood Scent. Add 1 to wound rolls for attacks made by this unit that target a unit that has 1 or more wounds allocated to it. Okay, so if they attack after another unit has attacked a unit, they're going to be even more sort of devastating. Shadow Fast. Roll a dice each time you allocate a wound or mortal wound to this unit. On a 5+, that wound or mortal wound is negated. So these guys shrug quite a lot of wounds, don't they? The Vargskier. I think that's how you pronounce it. 8 inch move, 8 wounds, 5+ save and bravery 10. Okay, so it's got talons, range of 2, 4 attacks, 3 to hit, 3 to wound, -1 rend, 2 damage flat. Not bad at all. Gaping Maw, range of 1, 1 attack, 3 to hit, 3 to wound, -2 damage, D3. And so it's a monster, I believe. Death, Vampire, Soul Blight, yeah, okay. Terrifying Howl. Subtract 1 from the bravery characteristic of enemy units that are within 12 inch of friendly Varg skiers. Okay. Bounding Leaps. You can attempt to charge with this model if it is within 18 of the enemy instead of 12. Roll 3d6 instead of 2d6 when making a charge roll. Well, he's getting in then, isn't he? Gnarled Hide. So he has a 5+ wound and mortal wound shrug as well. Okay, zombies. I think these are going to be very impressive. 4-inch move, 1 wound, bravery 10, no save. A zombie bite, range of 1 inch, 1 attack, 5 to hit, 5 to wound, 1 damage, no rend. So, the unit of zombie has 10 or more models. Okay. Standard bearers. Models in this unit may be standard bearers. Subtract 1 from the bravery characteristic of enemy units that are within 6 of any death standard bearers. Noisemakers. Models in this unit may be a noisemaker. A unit that includes a noisemaker can always move up to 6 inch when it charges, unless its charge roll is higher. That's something I would need for those double ones. Okay, abilities dragged down and torn apart. No nonsense. You can add 1 to hit and wound rolls for a unit of zombies if it has 20 or more models, or 2 if it has 40 or more models. Right. So if you've got 40 zombies, they're hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. Yeah, okay. The Newly Dead. At the end of the combat phase, roll a dice for each model slain by this unit. For each roll of a 6, get there in the end, add a zombie to this unit. Right, okay, so they just recuperate as they kill, basically. Vigor Mortis. You can add 1 to hit rolls for this unit whilst they're within 9 inch of a friendly corpse cart. Okay, so this sort of like is starting to sort of maybe hint at what's coming out as well, eh? And Skeleton Warriors. Good old Skeleton Warriors. Some of the first models I ever painted, but there you go, by the by. Movement of 4, save a 6+, bravery 10, 1 wound. You have an Ancient Blade, 1 attack, 4 to hit, 4 to wound. Or an Ancient Spear, which is 2 inch, 5 to hit, 4 to wound. So, you know, blades at the front, spears at the back, yeah. 10 or more models, so on and so forth. You can have a champion, gets an extra attack. A standard bearer, subtract 1 from enemy unit's bravery. And a Hornblower. A unit that includes a Hornblower, can always move 6 when it charges. Yep. Serving Death, add 1 to hit rolls for skeleton warriors that are within 18 of friendly death heroes. So again, sort of like death's always driven by the vampires and the heroes, and it makes the troops better, basically. Skeleton Legion, add 1 to the attacks characteristic of this unit's melee weapons if it has 20 or more models. Add 2 if it has 30 or more models. Not that I can see a trend where they want you to have great blobs of undead models, but yeah, that makes them quite shockingly horrific, really. Crypt Shields, add 1 to the save rolls if they have Crypt Shield. Crypt Shields cannot. Unit carrying Crypt Shields against attacks that have a rend characteristic of nothing. Yeah, okay, so you get an extra save if the enemy attack doesn't have a rend. And skeletons come in 80 points for 10, maximum of 40 for 280. The battle line. Zombies are 60 and 320. So there we go. So they're the Age of Sigmar things. The Cities of Sigmar stuff's pretty cool. If you want to have the odd hero, I'm more interested in the Death Army. So in that box, I think you've probably got a 1,000-point Death Army as well, which is pretty nice, to be fair, that they've actually done that. I think that's something quite interesting. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think. Are you going to add these guys to your Age of Sigmar armies? Are you going to start an undead army, which I'm sure Games Workshop will love? But yeah, let me know what you think. So please subscribe for more content. As always, stay safe, stay well, and happy hobbying.